Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Amanda. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you want to see how I got this look right here and all the products that I featured, just go ahead and please keep on watching. I guess we are just all blue today. Okay. I didn't even realize this dark hair makes me look so extra pale. Oh, and that straight piece. Why does this always happen? Okay. So we're going to be doing a first impressions today. I've changed my makeup collection around, and so things are kind of just, I don't know. Like 90% of this stuff is going to be first impressions. There are just some things that I'm going to be using just because I like to give things a fair shot. So like I'm about to go on with an eyeshadow palette, and I like to use my MAC soft ochre paint pot to give any shadows a fair shot, just because if I use a different primer, then I don't know if it's the primer or the eyeshadow, because I love this so much and I know exactly how it works. But since we're going to go in with eyes, I am just going to go ahead and zoom you all in very close so you can see everything. So since we already primed the eyes, we're going to go in with this. I have seen this a couple times on Instagram and it has just caught my eye with the swatches and everything. This is the Juvia's Place, the Warrior 2 by Juvia's, and this is an all matte palette. And I'm really wanting to go in with this middle row right here because I really want to use this Makeup Revolution like glitter cream shadow. I'll leave everything like down in the description box like I always do, but this one is in the shade Rebound, so I really want to use that, and so I'm thinking about going in with these shades right here for this kind of look. And then we have some lashes, which I've never used before, from House of Lashes. We have Becca foundation, a couple different bronzers, one from Maybelline and Milani. We'll see which one after I get the foundation on and everything. The Fenty powder, a blush from Juvia's Place, a Kylie highlighter, MAC eyeliner, e.l.f. concealer, Wet n Wild mascara, and then a couple different Kylie lip products, possibly Lottie London eyeliner. So I have quite a few goodies to try out. I love when palettes have like some type of lighter color to set down the base. So we're going to go in with, if I pronounce these wrong, I'm so sorry. But we're going to go in with Zaz, which looks like a really cool toned white, which is really weird because it's like a light, it's like almost like a super pale gray, but it's white. And I am just applying this with a Morphe M209 brush, which is like a really big fluffier shader brush. And then I'm going to be taking the Dara shade, which just looks like a milky peachy salmony color, and I'm going to be taking that on a Morphe JH31 brush. And I'm just going to be putting this all in the crease.
Go ahead. I'm filming. I decided to film.
You want a macaroni stick?
Sure, I can take a small bowl.
Okay, I fixed it. I put the elbows and some of the small shells in.
Okay.
It's got a fairly good pigmentation to it. It's not like super pigmented, but it's not like the sheerest thing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Try to smoke that out on this outer part too, just a little bit. I'm actually going to go in with a JH33. Take that same brush. It's just a little bit smaller. It's a little bit more flat on the side. Like it's still a fluffier brush, but it's just not like fluffy all the way around. And so what I'm going to do is just take this and focus this really in the crease alone. in with a JH40 and take the shade Jamada. And then what I'm going to do with this is go right underneath the crease. Just kind of up there about 3/4, just starting it out just to figure out the pigmentation and color, and just go right to where your lash line would be, or where your lash line ends. I'm basically just going to start to slowly build that up to smoke out that outer part. And then we're just going to kind of almost go into the crease with it. Almost. We just don't want to cover up that other color. My dog never knows if she wants in or out, in or out, in or out. And I'm going to drag this basically like the middle of the lid. And I'm going to go back in with that JH33, no extra product, just blend the crease and that color together. I'm going to go back in to deepen up that outer. I'm actually going to take it outwards. Then I'm going to wipe off my brush, and that way there's no extra product, because I still want to use this small brush, and just start to blend that just a little bit. Again, no extra product, just making sure that it blends into the other color as well. I'm actually going to take that Walzana shade, which is just like a really deep charcoal color, on that same JH40 brush. I want to try to deepen this outer part. Here close to the lash line. Then I'm going to take more of a flat definer. This is the JH43 brush. Go in with that same charcoal shade. Just kind of stamp out where your eyeliner would go. And with that Dora shade, and as well as mixed in with that Jamada, so I can have both shades. Then blend over into the crease on this outer part. I so messed this up. I really don't even know what I'm trying to do. Okay, we're gonna just go with that for now. Cause, yeah, I don't even know. I didn't even really want this much of a smoky eye. But I guess that's what we're going for. Okay, so then we're going to go back in with the MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. I'm actually going to say this. I've never tried this brush for carving out the crease, but we're just going to try. This is the Morphe M508. Okay, we'll start with that for now. We'll do more if we need to. And we're going to use a JH42 brush, which is basically the same thing as that one. It's just not as intense. It's just like a very small detailed flat shader. Now it does come with like a little mini intensifying primer. We're just going to try it out how it is, or the way that it is first. It's a very wet consistency. It's not wanting to pick up on the brush because it's like very wet. You all see that? Zoom in just as far as we'll go. That's how it looks without the primer then. Like, look how reflective and metallic that looks. And we're just going to bring whatever's left over, not really intensifying, but just like leaving that like extra glitter to kind of fall over here just a smidgen. Okay, now what I'm actually going to do, small chunk of this, put it like in the middle of my hand, add a smidgen drop, just one drop, mix it together. Ooh, that coated the brush. Okay, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm jumping ahead. Ain't got a problem cutting the crease now. Yeah, I like how reflective this side is versus the side. JH40, go back in with that Jamada shade, that really deep cranberry, not the gray one, and just kind of like right here on the edge. I'm impressed. Okay, so for eyeshadows plus, that little single eyeshadow is great. I will definitely be using that a lot more. Now we're going to move in with eyeliner. This is the MAC Black Track Pro Longwear Fully With Line. So we're just going to start with a thin line at first just to see if I want to do a wing. We're just going to go a little bit first, see how it glides over the glitter. It's super, super creamy. Oh, it didn't smooth over the glitter as seamlessly as I would have liked. Not the super biggest fan of that eyeliner. I prefer my Rimmel gel liner. It's okay, I'll have to play with it a little bit more. So I got this just for the intent for my bottom lashes to see how it does, but we're going to try it on the top to see how it does those as well. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Slim Skinny Mascara. Longer, but super, super small brush head on it. So I really just got this for the lashes, the bottom lashes, just because I thought the brush would be perfect for those, but I'm going to be going in with false lashes anyway, so let's just see how it does. The top, just to see. It's not a super, super wet consistency. It's like almost dry, but still a little bit of creaminess to it, and that's what I like about mascaras. Because I hate when they're too wet, because I always get them everywhere. Okay, it does separate them and like barely coats them. So I don't know if I would use this for my top lashes again. And it's just taking way too long to do that. So after we finish our face, we will go back in with this for the bottom lashes. So just wait on that. Lottie London AM to PM eyeliner in just the shade of black. It is one of those that you're going to sharpen. Ooh, that's super creamy, super black. I'm going to take it on the waterline and the tight line. Wow, that is super creamy and super black. I can't wait to see how long that lasts. Going with different lashes, we'll see how this looks first. This is the House of Lashes lashes in the style Spellbound. I think these might be not dramatic enough for this look. That's what they look like. By Kiss, I believe, yeah. This is the Eye Glow Premium Strip Lash Adhesive. I've used this a couple of times and I really like it. The lash is not wanting to stay down. And I know it's not the lash glue because I've been using it with my thicker lashes, like thicker lash bands. That's when I know I'm not gonna like a pair of lashes. So it automatically makes my eyes water. Yeah, okay, I don't like these lashes at all. Okay, they gotta go. Okay, I think my eye is just extra sensitive today because I just tried on, this is the 4th pair of lashes I tried on and it's still not having it. Because sometimes this inner corner here will just be a pain in the tuchus. And let's just say that MAC liner, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's not waterproof at all. And my eye started watering and I peeled that lash off. It's peeled off. It's faded. It's not as black. Didn't dry down matte. I had to put a cough drop in because my throat is absolutely killing me. So sorry, y'all are just going to have to bear with me because it hurts. I will try those House of Lashes again. My eye is just being, I guess, extra irritable today. But if you are wondering, the ones that I'm wearing right now, these are the velour mink lashes in the style Sinful. We're just going to go ahead and move on to face just because I'm irritated with my eyes right now. I have already moisturized normally. And then this is fairly new, but it's not new to me testing it out. But I'm going to be trying a new foundation, and I want to give it a fair shot. Just like the eyeshadows, I used my paint pot because I wanted to give it a fair shot. So that's what I'm doing with this. This is the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas Primer to help minimize these pores and smooth them over. Okay, and then for foundation, we're going to be using the Becca Skin Love Weightless Blur Foundation. I got the shade Sand. Now, this will probably be a little bit too warm toned, but it was the one that matched me the best. There is 1.23 fluid ounces, so you do get a little bit more than your standard 1 fluid ounce. But it does say it's $44. It's a long-lasting, self-setting foundation that provides medium, buildable coverage that feels weightless and looks natural. Imperfections and pores are instantly camouflaged thanks to a light-as-air blurring complex that keeps skin looking fresh, smooth, and shine-free. So a lot of good claims. We will see. I'm going to test this on one side with a brush and one side with a sponge. So we're just going to start out with start out with that for right now. It is more of like a thicker, creamy texture. So we're just gonna dab this, and this is really warm. Okay, so we're gonna start with that and then use a brush. And this is a JH03. I'm still just going in with what's on the back of my hand. I'm not going in with any extra product. It is looking more like a natural matte so far. It is a medium coverage right now, which you can still see it did cover up the redness on this side of my face. And there is just barely enough there. So I'm actually going to go in with another pump to see how buildable that it is. I have a feeling I might like this better with a sponge. But it's not clinging to any dry patches, which I did exfoliate my face yesterday. It's looking a little dry around my nose. If you can see that. A little bit around my nose and just like a little bit down here. And I'm going in with the Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge. This is what I've been using for months now. So again, we're just going to take one pump to start out with. I'm going to be taking this more flattened side right here. Ooh, it's soaking up a lot of product. 2 pumps. Because that is soaking up a lot of product. Yeah, it's not wanting to do anything on my nose. And it's looking cakey on my chin. Okay, I would say this is not a buildable. Because once it starts getting buildable, it's like the sponge and the foundation wanted to take off the extra product. Yeah, this is more of like a matte foundation. You all might like it if you have super oily skin and don't have any dry patches or anything, because I'm not liking this right now. Like, it doesn't look absolutely horrible, but I would not reach for this again. Okay, let's move on. Okay, this is the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This one is in the shade Light Sand. This is the darker of the 2 shades that I ordered online, and this might still be 2. Ooh, I don't like one that draining. Well, let's just start out with just take some of that away. Okay, let's take it with a sponge on one side. This is starting to dry down super fast. Okay, so I should have just started with one side. Oh darn, oh darn. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm not a super big fan of that, just because I like to really take my time and blend out my concealer. Oh, it looks pretty under the eye. Just gonna put a little bit more to blend that out, because it didn't fully cover my dark circles. Okay, this is more of a matte concealer. So if you want something more creamy, this is not it. Now if I'm going for like a really glam look like everywhere and I don't want to have like super dewy skin, then I do like a more matte foundation. But like lately my more everyday is something more dewy. I do like the concealer though. I would just have to pick it up in a completely different shade though. We're just going to lightly set underneath the eyes because I've heard, now I've had this for a few weeks but I've not got to actually try it. This is the Fenty Beauty, what is this called? Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder, and I have the shade Butter. We're going to go in with a JH07 on one side, see how it looks, and with a sponge on the other side, see how it looks. This has been my favorite under eye setting brush. I'm just lightly dusting underneath the eye. And I do like to bring whatever powder I'm using right around the crevice of the nose. I don't know if you all can tell, it didn't brighten or anything, it just kind of darkened it a little bit. And then right here, it kind of made it look really dry. I don't know if you can see that right there. That actually looked a little bit better with a sponge. Yeah, I just don't think this is going to be an under eye setting powder for me. I don't know if y'all can see the creases still. Now the concealer was creasing to begin with, so I don't know if this is a mixture between the concealer and the powder or if it was just the concealer, because I'm going to have to like test it out a little bit more, but it did make it look really dry right here. So like I said, I don't know if it's a mix of both or just one or the other. And I can kind of still see like a little bit of pink on my cheeks, like the foundation didn't really fully cover it right here. But the foundation feels like a little bit tacky and not much at all. It does transfer. I'm just going to set down here like a baking a little bit. I do like the smell. It has like a sweet smell. It also has like a perfumey smell. And I'm just going to lightly dust over my cheek area. Just because where we're going in with powder products and that is a little bit tacky. So now I have the Milani new Silky Matte Bronzing Powder in Suntan 3 and the Maybelline City Bronzer Bronze and Contour Powder in 300. Let's just go in. Let's go in with the Milani one first, just because it's a little bit more cool neutrally. And then if it's not warm enough, we'll go in with the Maybelline one. Going with a JH02. Okay, once you build it up on itself, it looks a little bit better, but it's almost patchy, which also could be the powder and foundation, because they're not looking the best. Yeah, I really just don't like this foundation. I don't think it's making the products blend that well. I'm gonna have to try this other face stuff again whenever I am wearing more. Oh my god, look at. Yeah, it's this brush is rubbing off the foundation. Wow. I don't ever have problems with this brush. We're gonna go in with the Juvia's Place Serafina blush, which is like a corally pink blush. You don't really have to add blush because, you know, that foundation is kind of coming away. Okay, so there's a sheen to that. Okay, so it's pigmented but not like overly pigmented, which is good, because that's one thing you don't want is like super pigmented blush going in with one dab in it looking like a clown. I like to be able to build my blush up. Like, I like it to be pigmented, just not like overly pigmented to where I can't build it up. Okay, I do like that blush. I really like the color. I think it ties in with the eye look that we have going on. I really like that blush. So it didn't look horrible over the powder and foundation. So it could just be the bronzer, maybe? I don't know. I'm going to have to test these out again because I just think that that foundation really just sucks. And so it's not really giving the rest of the products that fair of a shot. Okay, we're going to go in with a clean brush. This is the JH09. I usually go in with a M501 brush, which is a little bit more tapered for my highlight. But it's dirty right now. Kylie Ultra Glow in Fiji. Okay, so it's too dark. Do you see that shadow? I'm looking forward. Okay, so it's a little too dark for me right now. So that means this will be a really... Oh, look at that. Oh my god, that is so pretty. Oh my god, that's so pretty. Okay. That's going to be pretty when I have a tan. But just too dark whenever I look head on. Okay, that is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go over with this just to kind of just tone it down. This is the ColourPop Super Sharp Cheek Pearlized highlighter in the shade Flexitarian. I'm just going in with a sponge. This is, or was, my favorite way to apply it. I need to get more of these highlighters in a different, in like different tones because, oh my god, look at that highlighter. Oh my god, look at that just wet look everywhere. And I'm actually going to take some of that same ColourPop and put it on the inner corner. I'm going to quickly go in with brows. I got this ColourPop Brow Boss. They have the Precision Brow Pencil, which is my absolute favorite one. But this is the newer one they came out with. This one is in the shade Light Brown, which might be a little too light, and it is a retractable pencil. And this is a little light. It might be a little bit light for me now because since I got this, I've darkened my hair. Okay, yeah, this is way too light. And the pencil is a little bit, like, drier. I don't know how I feel about that. Because the Precision one is a little bit more creamy. I like it. For, like, a super, super natural day, just for, like, some color without having, like, too bold of brows, and this would be really pretty. Actually, you can go in with my Anastasia Brow Wiz in the shade Chocolate, just because it matches me with the deep shade that I have with my hair right now. Go back into the Warrior 2 Juvia's Place palette, JH39, which is like a rounded detail brush, and we're just going to go in with that Dara shade and like really smoke out that lower lash line. And we're going to take another flat definer brush and grab that Jamada shade. Like, this is just a flat definer. So we're going to really pack that like at the lower lash line. Ooh, I really like that. And with that Wet n Wild mascara. So I like this much better for the bottom lashes than the top, which is what I originally got this for, was for the bottom lashes. Now, it doesn't add like a whole lot of volume. It just adds a lot of length and a little bit of volume, which I'm fine with either way. I do like that for the lower lash line. It separated them very well and coated them very nicely. Okay, and then we're going to move on to lips. I think we're going to go in with this Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude. Kylie Court lip in the shade French Kiss. I'm not sure if this might be like a velvet. I think it might be a matte. I think that color looks really good with this look. I'm going with the Anastasia Dewy Set. So that actually made the foundation or the face look a little bit better. Made it look a little bit more alive and not so dried down. So far I'm not a humongous fan of the foundation to start. It didn't look absolutely horrible at first, but then it didn't get better. like throughout. It just wasn't looking very good. So I have to try it out again. I might end up returning it. I'm not sure. I had to play with it. Maybe put like an oil underneath or a really hydrating primer underneath. And just try this out a little bit more. Because it doesn't look horrible. It needs a little bit of work. So I'm not sure about this. The bronzer, I'm going to have to try it out with my normal powders and foundation to see if it was the bronzer that was going on patchy or if it was the powder underneath. Same thing with the powder. I'm going to have to try those products out with something other than that foundation. Just because I don't know what, but something of those combinations was not looking good. And you can see underneath my eye right here too, that concealer. Again, I'm going to have to try it out with some of my absolute favorite ones. Try them out a little bit more. I really like the Kylie highlighter. It's a little bit too dark for me right now, but it looked super, super gorgeous and wet and very blinding. It just, again, once I was facing frontwards, you could see the shadow because it was too dark for my skin tone at the moment. The products, I really like this color. I'm not really like a pinky person, but I do like this color. I like the formula. I don't know if it's a matte or a velvet. It's very comfortable on the lips. It feels like a velvet, but it could just also be one of those mattes that take a long time to sit down. But I think it's a velvet though. The eye pencil, I did like it. It's a little bit more of the drier. It's a little bit more stiff than the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And the color was more of like whenever my hair's a little bit lighter or like a super natural day. And then it was really good. I just prefer my Precision, but that pencil was very good. I did like it. The eyeshadow, I am a big fan. It did transfer upwards just a little bit, which I'm not a big fan of, but I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much. I can live with it. It's not my favorite, but it was super metallic, beautiful, very, very inexpensive. With the primer, it just made it more metallic and easier to work with. The eyeshadows, I really liked the shadows that I used. They blended well. They built up very well. So far, that's the third palette I've tried, and I do like the formula of Juvia's Place. I think they have a really, really good price point as well. The blush, let's see. The blush, I was super impressed with. I didn't have any problems with that. It built up. The color was very nice. The eyeliner, it's a no-go. Really didn't like the eyeliner whatsoever. The Lottie London one looks really good over here. This one I had to touch up just because my eye was watering, like I said, from my lashes aggravating me. So that was my bad on that. So far it's doing really good. Those lashes, like I said, the Spellbound ones, I'll have to retry a different day when my eye, I guess, is just not being irritating. I think that's everything. So far, I mean, I would go out in public with the way that my face looks right now. Overall, my favorite thing is the eyes, and I do like the blush highlighter area. The bronzer looks good now that I have the blush and the highlighter on top of it. But right here on the under eye part right here, I'm not a big fan of. In this area, I'm not a fan of. And right here on my forehead, I do not like at all. Let me know if you want me to do an update later on, if there is a specific product that you want me to do an individual video on dedicated to that, or if you want me just to feature another product in a different video just to use it again. Let me know. But if you all want me to continue doing these first impression types of videos, definitely let me know down below so that way I know to keep doing them or just to do separated reviews. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that bell for notifications, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.